right. Hello, I am Derrick Espadas, and I am collecting signatures to run to serve you on the Arizona Corporation Commission. I wanted to talk to you today about why I'm running. And one of those things about running, it's one of those things I just feel like I need to do it. I am not someone who likes to stay at home yelling at the TV and complaining. I like doing. And so that's a big reason of why I'm doing it. I am not happy with the state of our state, our country, the world at the moment. And I do not have the ability to magic wand it. But I do have the ability to do my part. And so that's why I want to do it. I also, I just believe in being of service. And so one of those things is I see great disparity in economic levels amongst individuals. And it's so easy just to say bad corporations and they're destroying everything. And I'm an accountant. I believe in business. I believe in profitable businesses. But I have met way too many good business owners who care about the community, who want to see a better world, who want to do well for themselves, but also realize that they can do well for the world. And so I'm driven by that. I'm not saying that there's not change that needs to be done, um, but I see too much good to be able to say that everything is bad. Now, I believe that electric companies should make profit, but what I also see is I see people struggling having to make choices like whether or not to have air conditioning or groceries. And in Arizona, that is not an easy decision to make. And so I'm very pro business, but I'm also very pro people. And I do not see them as distinct, antithetical entities. Like we're supposed to work together. And that's what I want to see is I want to see the working together to benefit both consumers and companies. I also want to advocate for marginalized communities. And yes, advocate for those marginalized cultures, ethnicities, economic levels. But a lot of times when people hear this, they also neglect the geographical. And what do I mean by that is rural communities in Arizona are marginalized. They are not listened to. They're oftentimes not considered. And so I want to at least hear the voices. And that's why I enjoyed like going to Sholo, going, to Window Rock, going to these places that don't get their voices heard. I want to hear what's going on in those communities. And so bringing voice to those communities that don't get listened to or considered, I think is very important in what we should be doing to be of service. I am also I believe in doing good by our environment. I don't want to see a world where we can't go out for a hike, we can't enjoy a beautiful scenery because of the industrial conglomeration that we brought and the harm we've caused. And there's also the component too that the environmental issues have a strong economic impact on our world. So we get taught about the five C's. Well, those five C's require water. So we can't ignore our our water deficiency because our economy depends upon that. And it also we get tourism and it depends on water. People want to enjoy and even if we take away the economic aspect to it, we as residents of Arizona would like to just go to the lake and enjoy a nice beautiful day at the lake. There is nothing wrong with that. I am all in favor of that. But there is the economic impact. People are not going to want to come if we don't have the water resources, clean water resources. in abundance so that they can enjoy the outdoor recreation. And along with that, just even animals. So the need to keep animals healthy and clean, not just because I'm a huge animal lover and I like to spend time watching the animals, but for those who are responsible hunters. And they're not just out there hunting. They need good meat. They need clean meat. And so being responsible with our resources so that we can create that ecosystem for responsible hunters. And hunters do a great job with managing a lot of our ecological resources. And finally, the fourth reason is just really to help the community. I have different experiences that I believe can contribute to growing our communities. One of the reasons I go out to locations to hear the stories of people is because they also teach me not only about their particular lives, but the expertise that they have. And so I want to approach this position as not as one of talking down to people, but including people to hear what they need. Because what I live in my life here in Tucson is nothing to the life that someone living in, say, Pinyon Pines is is living. And not that one life is better than the other, but they're two different lifestyles. And so with that, two different experiences that we can learn from and maybe even get those innovative ideas because I don't see that from that perspective. Those innovative ideas that are going to help us all to grow stronger communities. So essentially, I want to provide leadership in innovation in our regulation. I want to provide accountability. I want to be accountable. I want to be held to account and transparency. The actions I take, the votes I make, the decisions I make should not be hidden. If I feel like they should not be released to the public, then that's something wrong with me, not with what, the people deserve to have. And so that is why I want to run. I believe that we as people, citizens, trying to work hard every day, deserve more. We deserve to be considered. We deserve to be respected. It's we the people. And so we need to gain the power back. And I believe that with my listening and my willingness to reach out to all segments of our state here, I just want to bring that to our capital and hopefully affect lives in a positive manner. So thank you for listening to me. Next week's video is going to be on what is the ACC, and so we'll talk about that and why it's so important and why it impacts everybody's life here in Arizona. So thank you very much, and talk to you soon.